Welcome to the Python. When it comes to various third-generation computer languages, Python is a high-level general-purpose programming language. The content of the video: Introduction to Python, why use Python, running Python, types and operators, basic statement, functions, and some useful packages and resources. Introduction to Python, a programming language with strong similarities to Perl, but with powerful typing and object-oriented features. It is commonly used for producing HTML content on websites. Useful built-in types and clean syntax and powerful extensions. Python is created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. Why we use Python? Python is an object-oriented language. Structure supports such concepts as polymorphism, operation overloading, and multiple inheritance. And Python is an open source language and it's free. Free does not mean unsupported. Online Python community is huge. Downloading and installing Python is free and easy. Source code is easily accessible. And also, Python is a portable language because Python runs virtually every major platform used today and platform independent. And also it's a powerful language because dynamic typing, built-in types and tools, library utilities, third-party utilities, and automatic memory management. When we are running a Python program, it is act as an interpreter. The interpreter reads the other Python programs and commands and executes them. Note that Python programs are compiled automatically before being scanned into the interpreter. The fact that this process is hidden makes Python faster than a pure interpreter. How to call up a Python interpreter will vary a bit depending on your platform, but in a system with a terminal interface, all you need to do is type Python into your command line. The $sign denotes the start of a terminal command line, and the hash sign denotes a comment. Python ignores anything written to the right of a hash sign on a given line. This signal hash the start of a Python interpreter's command line. Now let's see an example. Print hello world. Relevant output is displayed on subsequent line without this symbol. X equal 1, 2, 3. Quantities stored in memory are not displayed by default. If a quantity is stored in memory, typing its name will display it. And also we can use this as a calculator. Finally, type Ctrl+D to exit the interpreter. Types and operators. Python supports several different numeric types. Integers are implemented as C-longs. Dividing an integer by another integer will return only the integer part of the quotient. Long integers must end in either simple L or capital L. Can be arbitrarily long. Floating point numbers implemented as C-doubles. Division works normally for floating point numbers. Operations involving both floats and integers will yield floats. Other numeric types: octal constants, hex constants, and complex numbers. Basic algebraic operations. There are 4 arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and also exponentiation. Comparison operators: greater than, less than, and identity tests. Bitwise operators: bitwise OR, bitwise exclusive OR, bitwise AND, shift A left or right by B bits. And also, in addition, not surprisingly, Python follows that the basic order of operations. Python supports mixed type math. Strings are ordered blocks of text. Strings are enclosed in single or double quotation marks. Double quotation marks allow the user to extend strings over multiple lines without backslashes, which usually signal the continuation of an expression. Concatenation and repetition. Strings are concatenated with the plus sign and repeated with the asterisk sign. Indexing and slicing. Python start indexing at 0. A string S will have indexes running from 0 to len s minus 1. Si fetches the ith element in S. Si:j fetches elements I through j. Si:j fetches all elements up to but not including j. Si: fetches all elements from I onwards. Si:j:k extract every kth element starting with index I and ending with index j. Python also supports negative indexes. For example, s-1 means extract the first element of s from the end. Python's indexing system is different from those of Fortran, MATLAB, and Mathematica. The latter three programs start indexing at 1 and have inclusive slicing. The last index in slice command is included in the slice. Basic properties. Lists are contained in square brackets. Lists can contain numbers, strings, nested sublist, or nothing. List indexing works just like string indexing. Lists are mutable. Individual elements can be reassigned in place. Moreover, they can grow and shrink in place. Some basic operations on lists: indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition, appending, sorting, reversal, shrinking, index and slice assignment, making a list of integers. Tuples. Tuples are contained in parentheses. Tuples can contain numbers, strings, nested subtuples, or nothing. As long as you are not nesting tuples, you can omit the parentheses. Tuple indexing works just like string and list indexing. Tuples are immutable. Individual elements cannot be reassigned in place. Concatenation, repetition. Arrays. Arrays are not a built-in Python type. They are included in third-party packages such as Numeric and NumPy. However, they are very useful to computational math and physics, so I will include a discussion of them here. Basic usage. Loading in array capabilities. From here on, all operations involving arrays assume you have already made this step. Creating an array. Creating an 3x3 matrix. If you need to initialize a dummy array whose terms will be altered later, the zeros and ones commands are useful. Arrays and lists have many similarities, but there are also some important differences. Similarities between arrays and lists. Both are mutable. Both can have elements reassigned in place. Arrays and lists are indexes and sliced identically. The len command works just as well on arrays as anything else. Arrays and lists both have sort and reverse attributes. Differences between arrays and lists. With arrays, the plus and asterisk sign do not refer to concatenation or repetition. Examples: adding a constants to an array, add the constants to each term. In the array, multiplying an array by the constant multiplies each term in the array by the constant. More differences between arrays and lists. The biggest difference between arrays and lists is speed. It is much faster to carry out operation on arrays. Example, take the following script. Running the script on my system shows that tt2 minus tt1 is 0.0 seconds, while tt3 minus tt2 is 0.26 seconds. Basic statement, the if statement. If statement have the following basic structure. Subsequent indented lines are assumed to be part of the if statement. The same is true for most other type of Python statements. A statement typed into an interpreter ends once an empty line is entered, and a statement in a script ends once an unindented line appears. The same is true for defining functions. If statement can be combined with else if, elif, and else statement as follows. Conditions in if statements may be combined using and or statements. If both condition 1 and condition 2 are true, execute action 1. If either condition 1 or condition 2 is true, execute action 2. Conditions may be expressed using the following operations. Somewhat unrealistic examples. Basic statements, the while statement. While statements have the following basic structure. Inside the interpreter, inside a script. As long as the condition is true, the while statement will execute the action. Now see the following example. While statements are intended to be used with changing conditions. If the condition in a while statement does not change, the program will be stuck in an infinite loop until the user hits Ctrl plus C. See this following example. Since x does not change, Python will continue to print hello world until interrupted. Basic statement, the for statement. For statements have the following basic structure. For item 1 in set S, action on item 1. Item and sets are not statement here. They are merely intended to clarify the relationships between I and S. See the following example. The item I is often used to refer to an index in a list, tuple, or array. Of course, we could accomplish this particular task more compactly using arrays. The user may combine statements in a myriad of ways. See this following example. Functions. Usually functions defines have the following basic structure. Def, func, args, return values. Regardless of the arguments, including the case of number of arguments, a function call must end with parentheses. Function may be simple one-to-one mapping. They may contain multiple input and or output variables. Functions do not need to contain arguments at all. The user can set arguments of default values in function definitions. If this function is called with only one argument, the default value of 1 is assumed for the second argument. However, the user is free to change the second argument from its default value. Function need not take just numbers as arguments, nor input just numbers or tuples. Rather, they can take multiple types as inputs and or outputs. See this following example. Anything calculated inside a function but not specified as an output quantity either with return or global, will be deleted once the function stops running. Now let's see an example for indexing and slicing. We store a string value to a variable s. S equals string. To get the value of the index 1, note that Python considers t the first element of string s. Now fetches element 1 to 4, s 1 colon 4. The output is tri. Fetches all elements up to 3, s colon 3. The output is str. Fetches all elements from 2 onwards, s 2 colon. The output is ring. Now let's see an example how to calculate a cube of a number. First, user has to input a value as a command line argument. Then user has to define a function called cube using def keyword. Inside the function, user should give the calculation part. Then function will be called. Script has to save with the extension as .py. Then we can get the answer by inputting any integer.